So this is my 1994 World Cup Soccer, and I've seen a lot of videos on World Cup Soccer, and I'm not going to say anything too much new from what everybody else has said. The gameplay is excellent. It's just a fun, family-friendly theme. It's a great game. It runs on the WCS, or actually the game is WCS, runs on the WPC platform, which is pretty easy to maintain and pretty reliable for the most part. So why am I doing this video? Pretty much for the customizations that I have done that are not necessarily unique to my machine, but they are all customizations that I have done or learned about through Pinside, which has great forums for all the different pinball machines. So anyway, here's some of the customizations I've done. On Amazon, you can get soccer ball shaped foosballs, and so these make great accents for the machine. Marco Specialties sells replacement shooter rods, so I was able to get a new rod that had a threaded end, and I used one of the foosball soccer balls for a shooter rod. So it's just a little more matching with the machine. Obviously all of the LEDs, anybody can do LEDs, but continuing on with the customization features, the foosball soccer balls, I mounted those on the posts on the entrances to either one of the ramps in these two places, as you can see. So just taking the foosball and drilling a hole and then gluing and screwing in a number 6 threaded rod that you can cut down to size, and then that can replace just the simple bolts that were on top of these posts. I did replace my rubbers on this game. They came in black, and I replaced them with white ones, and also the bumper posts here. I have the yellow ones, which are just a little more springy than the black, just for a little more action on the game, more action. Other soccer ball customizations would be, there was a guy at Pinball Bulbs who was kind enough to make and send out some soccer ball stencils. So removing the speaker grill from the display panel, you can lay it down, stick it down and spray over the top of it with some white spray paint. So the end result is that your speaker grills look like additional soccer balls. Maybe all the soccer balls on here is a little bit overkill, but hey, it is World Cup Soccer. It's all about soccer. So that's kind of nice. More LED modifications. I added an LED here, and it's blurring out a little bit here on the camera, but underneath the word lock on this little mini upper playfield for the ball capture, that was never lit. Kind of felt like it should. So I just added a GI light under there to light that up so it's lit up where it says lock. Spotlights, I added 3. I felt that this corner of the machine going up this ramp was a little bit dark. So I have one of the reflector style spotlights mounted right there, and you can see the wiring going under. That hooks to this GI, and again, as long as I was in there, I added the one under the lock indicator. On the other side of the table, on the top of the slingshot on this post that holds up the ramp, I added another spotlight which illuminates this center area of the playfield just to keep it a little bit brighter. I like the machine bright. Behind the left ramp billboard with the indicators, you can see there's one more spotlight tucked in behind here, and that is illuminating the area in front of the goal. I use these new disc style lights that, I'm trying to remember where I got those from. The name escapes me, but a lot of people make these and they just have more lights, and I got the green ones. What I like about them is they also have white LEDs that shine downward, and the end result here is that the posts of the pop bumpers light up, and that's just a nice effect to keep that area illuminated. For my machine when I got it, my little Strikers hideout billboard here and this plastic that says header and kick, all of that was missing, and including the lamp socket and everything, so I kind of had to track down some parts and put that all back together so it was original. Other pieces like, sorry, I bumped one of the flipper buttons there. other replacement parts, reproduction parts, like this round soccer ball, can easily be had through Marco Specialties. Wrapping up with my LED modifications, though, these stickers at the top that look like field lights are kind of dark and concealed under there. And I use some 6-volt LED strip lighting that an acquaintance of mine through Pinside, who is in Australia, sent me in the mail. He was very kind to do that. And I was able to put 2 segments of 3, so there's 6 LED elements shining down from kind of up underneath there. And so you can see it's shining on my hand. And it makes these field lights, there I go bumping the button again, it makes the field lights look like they're lit. The further away you get from the machine, the better it looks. And these LED strip lights come in handy other places too. The last place I put them was I put 9 of them, and that's probably really blurry from the light, but they're inside the drain hole. So I have some really nice lighting right by the flippers to see what's going on. And this game, in my opinion, is one that just looks better bright. Other machines, you know, you want that glow and you want that mystique about them, you know, especially if it was something like Tron Legacy or even the Addams Family. You want it a little kind of dark and creepy, or Medieval Madness, something like that. You know, you want a lot of red on something like Attack from Mars. But in World Cup Soccer, soccer's an outdoor event, and stadiums are really brightly lit. And this just looks good, bright. The last thing I would like to add that I haven't yet would be mirror blades on the side, which I would think would reflect more of the light back in and really make the machine pop. I had reproduction cards printed on a nice paper and put those in and did what I can for the most part otherwise to get the machine mostly original. All of the modifications that I have done are very easily removed, and it could be put back to a stock condition very easily. I didn't do any drilling. There was minimal soldering, and I have all of the original parts down to the flipper buttons. I replaced the flipper buttons with a clear button that's lit. This one is blue. The one on the other side also blue, but the MagnaSave button next to that, if you're familiar with that, the magnet underneath the playfield here, and then the MagnaSave indicator, that's the place where the magnet captures the ball and drops it on the flipper. When the feature is lit with that light, you can hit the button on the side and it captures the ball. So I had the flipper button light red when that feature is enabled. So that's just kind of a small modification, but kind of a fun one, and just sort of completes the whole experience. So there you go with all of my probably needless modifications, but what I think overall is an improvement to the machine to make a great machine look as great as it plays. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to leave comments.